Parliament has recommended the dissolution of the ailing Ditsobotla Local Municipality in the northwest. That's despite the appointment of a mayor, speaker and municipal manager last month. Let's get more now on why this decision was necessary, and we speak to the Parliament's Portfolio Committee chairperson, that's China Dodovu. Mr. Dodovu, thank you very much for your time. You head up the Select Committee on Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, and I take it that that decision you were firmly part of. Why was it necessary for this municipality to be dissolved?
Yes, actually, the dissolution of the municipality was made by the Northwest government, and in terms of the constitution, once such a decision is taken, they are obligated to inform the NCOP and the minister of their decision, and within 14 days, we are expected to either approve or disapprove the intervention. This is what happened. Last week, we visited the municipality because we can't just take a decision and agree or disagree with the province when we don't know the depth and the magnitude of the problem. We visited the municipality last week. We engaged with the provincial government, with all political parties represented in the Council of Ditsobotla. We engaged with the unions as well as the external stakeholders, women organization, business organization, youth organization. We engaged them to solicit their views about the decision of the provincial government to dissolve their own municipalities. Based on that assessment that we made, we met as a committee on Monday. We discussed and we agreed that there exist exceptional circumstances to warrant the dissolution of the municipality because the municipality itself was unable to fulfill its executive obligations under the Constitution and other related laws. And based on that assessment, we agreed with the provincial government that the municipality must be dissolved.
Yeah. Before we talk about what next, therefore, after this dissolution, you have mentioned that you went there for a visit before coming to this drastic decision, which you say, by the way, was taken by the Northwest government. Let's talk in some detail about what exactly you found, because apart from the fact that there had been two parallel councils, this is some of what is being said about that municipality, that there was financial mismanagement, inadequate service delivery, lapses in governance, and these were enough to recommend that this municipality be dissolved. Are you able to give us in some detail just what the experiences of residents were with a municipality so dysfunctional?
Yes, indeed. The communities of Ditsobotla are very much aggrieved about the state of affairs. They can stay for days without water, no electricity, no sanitary facilities, bad roads. And what they hear and what they see every day in their lives are the political leaders of the municipality fighting amongst one another, bringing in Tsotsi and gangsters in the municipality, employing to an extent of even employing some of them within the municipality. And the municipality was totally dysfunctional. The Auditor General has indicated that this municipality has adopted an unfunded budget. They obtained a disclaimer for 5 consecutive years with skyrocketing levels of irregular expenditure, unauthorized expenditure. They can't even implement the recommendation brought forward by the law enforcement agencies. There is a report of the public protector that spells out that there is nepotism and the councillors were involved in employing their families, their relatives, their friends, and all of that.
Wow.
And none of these things were heeded by the council. They needed to act, they needed to follow up those, they needed to ensure that there is consequence management and hold those who are responsible for this to account for their own actions, even going to an extent of instituting criminal proceedings against those who were involved. Nothing of those happened. We saw people who perpetually had the inclination of fighting among themselves, of competing, of electing parallel structures. Where have you found a municipality with two mayors? Where have you found a municipality with two municipal managers, two speakers, and all of that? And this they did because what propelled them was to ensure that they serve their own selfish interests rather than serving the interests of the community. Based on that total assessment, it was inevitable that a decision has got to be taken in order to safeguard the interests of the communities of Ditsobotla. And this is a collective view now of the NCOP in terms of the Constitution, that we have made that assessment, we presented the report, we have approved the dissolution, and this municipality is now dissolved. As we speak, there is no more municipality. The MEC is obligated to appoint an administrator for a period of 90 days. In the meantime, they need to accordingly inform the IEC, the Independent Electoral Commission, to conduct fresh elections, and this must happen within the next 90 days.
Mr. Dodovu, you'll forgive me here. Are you able to tell us whether this is the same municipality which famously lost the dairy giant Clover last year, and the company saying that it simply could not operate there anymore because there were constant water interruption, electricity interruptions, and the roads were simply inaccessible because of just the amount of potholes? Is this the same municipality?
Yes, this is the same municipality. It's not only Clover. A lot of investors have indicated that they want to disinvest in that municipality that has got a huge potential. And new investors who want to come to do the IPPs, they don't want to come to the municipality because of this situation. They can't get access to basic water. They can't get access to electricity. The roads are in shambles, and they can't operate under the circumstances. This is the very same municipality. We thought perhaps that when a new council was appointed and inaugurated after the elections last year, the situation would be better. But it deteriorated to the worst. And as we speak now, there was no other way that any other thing that we could do under the circumstances, but to take a drastic measure or to support or approve the drastic measure like the dissolution of the municipality. It's not an easy decision, but eventually we had to arrive at that decision and agree with the provincial government that let us start afresh, let us have people who are propelled by a burning desire to serve the community rather than be self-serving, serving their own personal and factional interests. And this is what we are saying.
Mr. Dodovu, I'm completely out of time, but I've got to squeeze in this question. And please, if you could, in less than a minute, would you be open as a committee to lay criminal charges against the people who purportedly ran this municipality? Because what you've described is nothing short of criminality. And
yes, we are going
what happens
to do
next?
That. We are exactly going to do that. We are going to explore that possibility because people cannot act with impunity without facing the consequences of their own actions. And we are going to engage with those law enforcement agencies, including the SIU, including the public protector and the Hawks. At some point, we are going to call them and say, look at that situation. We need to safeguard the welfare of the people of Ditsobotla. Whoever who is responsible for all these maladies, action must be, a concomitant action must be taken against. But also, just saying something here, we were actually not happy as a committee about the conduct of the MEC of Kokta in that particular province. Firstly, we are not really convinced that they did what they were supposed to do to salvage the situation, to support the municipality, to strengthen the capacity of the municipality to fulfill its obligation. But at the same time, she appointed an administrator even before we took a decision to dissolve the municipality. It is wrong, it is unethical, it is unacceptable. We are going to deal with that particular issue within a month as well.
Whoa. All right. Well, Lena Micha, that's the MEC of Kokta in that province. It does appear that some action is going to come her way. Thank you for the time being, for explaining to us in very great detail the maladies, as you put them, of this municipality, Ditsobotla Municipality within the Northwest Province, and speaking to us there, China Dodovu, Parliament's chair for the Select Committee on Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs.